All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast. There's nothing flashy about the Air Force Falcons, as you know, when you play them, you're going to see a heavy dose of the triple option attack on offense for Troy Calhoun's bunch. But that triple option of Air Force has been very tough, to stop so far this college football season, as the Falcons have won their first 6 games of this college football campaign, and bigger things could be on the horizon in Colorado Springs. Now, the Falcons right now are in pursuit of their first Mountain West championship since 2015. You're talking about this Air Force run game. You're talking about the number one rushing offense in the country right now. Now, you think about Troy Calhoun, and I don't think that he gets the credit nationally for the job that he continuously does at Air Force. But you're talking about a guy who has won 10 games in 3 out of the last 4 years, excluding the shortened COVID season of 2020. You think about the multiple 10 plus win seasons that he's racked up. Air Force, they won, aside from what they did in 3 of the last 4 years, they also won 10 games in 2016. They won 10 games in 2014 as well. And of course, when you think about the service academies, it's not that easy because obviously they're not going out there and recruiting the 5-star kids. It's all about that system. It's all about the commitment to the Air Force. And Troy Calhoun definitely gets the most out of the young men that he's coaching up. And to his credit, he's picked up where Fisher DeBerry, his predecessor, left off. And Fisher DeBerry was a guy for many years at Air Force who kind of flew under the radar because people don't think about Air Force or the service academies as national powers, but all Fisher DeBerry did was win, and for the most part, all Troy Calhoun at Air Force has been doing is winning as well. And you look at this Air Force team this year; they're 6-0 so far. They've won their first 4 conference games. They had a thrilling win at home this past Saturday against Wyoming. And you got to start thinking about it. Can this Air Force team run the table? I mean, you're looking at it, they're ranked right now. They're 22nd in the nation. They're looking to improve on that. And of course, winning the Mountain West and possibly getting a New Year's Six bowl bid, which I think would be tremendous. I think it would be a great storyline media wise throughout the country as far as whether or not Air Force would be able to get a bowl bid, because a New Year's Six bowl bid, rather, because you think about it, a lot of it when bowl selections come down, and it's been like that for years, where it's all about, well, which fan base travels, which team is going to bring the most fans that are going to fill up said stadium anywhere. And I mean, you think about the United States Air Force. Obviously, they're a proud personnel, which are a part of that group, all throughout the country. So I don't think, if for the most part, if Air Force, for the sake of argument, were to qualify for a New Year's Six bowl bid, I don't think you'd have a problem, with their fans showing up and supporting this team. And I think it would be a tremendous story. But you think about this team with this triple option attack with quarterback Zach Larrier and the running game with Emmanuel Michelle and John Lee Eldridge. Very tough to stop. And then we've got an Air Force defense that's third in the nation as well. They get after you. I mean, Alex Mock at linebacker and this bunch, they just go out there and they play a physical, tough, aggressive style of football. And to their credit, it has worked so far. Air Force, I said coming into the season that they were going to have a shot to win the Mountain West. I picked Boise to win it. And obviously, right now, Boise has, they got a little tough sledding, if you will, in order to get to that point. But nonetheless, you got to like Air Force's chances right here. And I said the championship game, I did say, was going to come down to Boise and Air Force. And Air Force, for their part, they're holding up their end of the bargain so far. But the back six of this Falcon schedule is not going to be easy. You look at the next 3 games. They're at Navy this Saturday. They're at Colorado State the following Saturday, and then they play Army on the 4th of November. Rivalry games are always difficult in college football. You throw the rule book out of the window. And you look at this, that Navy game is not going to be easy for Air Force this Saturday. And then at Colorado State, at Fort Collins, that's never going to be an easy game right there. And then, we've seen already this year how Colorado State head coach Jay Norvell can get his team up for a rivalry game. We saw it when Colorado State faced Colorado. Colorado versus Colorado State rather versus Air Force is also a big game. A lot of people don't focus on it nationally, but within the state of Colorado, yes, it is a big game. And so I look at those three games right there as some big tests coming up for Air Force. And then, their regular season finale. They're at Boise on the Smurf turf on Thanksgiving weekend, not to mention the two games in between that, you're at Hawaii and then you're home for UNLV. So the Falcons, it's been a great story, and I think it has the potential to continue to be a great story. But I'll tell you like this: if Air Force does indeed run the table, and they do have a chance. It's easier said than done, but they do have a legit chance. But if the Falcons run the table, turn around, win the Mountain West, I know that their competition right now for that New Year's Six bowl bid is going to be the likes of Liberty and the winner of the American, whether that be Lee, Tulane, or Memphis. But nonetheless, I'm looking at this Air Force team, and I think this is a great story. And I think it's a great story for college football. And hopefully, the Falcons can keep it up. Easier said than done at this point. I will definitely admit to that. But you got to appreciate what this team led by head coach Troy Calhoun has done and what they're doing. And it's their commitment and it's their focus and it's their discipline. All of those things are focusing into play. And this is why, we're seeing such a great Air Force team here in 2023. So six down, the back six are going to be tougher to get for the Falcons. But let's see if they have what it takes to run that table, win the Mountain West, and possibly crash the New Year's Six bowl party. So, folks, that is going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank you for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. I want to take this time out to thank all of you fine folks out there for tuning in. And if you have not already, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. Now, if you're on the X, formerly known as Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it'll be my pleasure to follow you right back. There's also the sports discussion group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365. Now you can check it out, drop a line, and be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. So once again, fine folks, my name is William Martin, and I am signing off. And I'm saying take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.